Folks, we just gave away a $53,000 Alfa Romeo.
We never had an audience full of people who just knew everything about every game.
We do 190 daytime episodes a season. And each year we get a handful of prime times. We like to take them to a whole new level.
$20. Is he right? Yes. Of course he's right.
He's a super fan.
We did an episode called Superfan episode. And it was amazing because if you watch, you know little tricks of the show, like, in cliffhangers, there's things you do. I'm not telling you what they are, you have to watch. Everybody in that room knew everything.
7 chances now to give us the price of the car. You're
I got it.
He says he's got it.
It was pretty amazing because I think the super fans of The Price is Right, they know the show better, I would say better than us, all of us that work here. They couldn't believe they were here, and so it was a special day.
Now, what makes you such a super fan?
I'm a super fan because I was born. The Price is Right was in my DNA. I was named after one of the Barker's beauty.
Were you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Absolutely.
There was a giddy energy in the audience, so like whenever a game was revealed, like all of a sudden people in the audience would just start yelling out answers before they even saw the prizes or, and they won everything.
First try.
We did it just a short time after we did a show with all the geniuses. So the Genius Show, we thought they would clean up, and they did not. They played, some of them made the same mistakes that any other contestant makes, even though it was a very interesting crowd. And then the super fans came on and cleaned our closet.
Yes. Go get it. $11.98.
Yes!
Now we're done. Yeah.
Yes!
Hi everybody, I'm Drew Carey. I'm the host of Price is Right.
Hi, my name's Evelyn Morphle, executive producer of The Price is Right.
Hi, my name's Adam Sandler. I'm the director of The Price is Right.
Hi, I'm Kim Lowry, a producer on The Price is Right.
Hi everybody, I'm George Gray, the announcer of The Price is Right, and this is Variety's Making a Scene.
As you can hear, we have an audience full of super fans tonight. We quizzed them about how much they know about the show, and they supposedly know how to play every game. They know every trick.
To find these super fans, we posted on all of our social medias, and we wanted to make sure we got people that really, really love the show from a variety of different ages, different places, just all different kinds of people. And then we asked them super fan questions. So it was questions like, what are some of the former announcers or former models that are on the show? Do you remember games that have been retired? Do you remember things that happened in the past, but then also stuff about now? So, we taped at the Bob Barker studio. Like, what is the studio number?
The people that we found are ones who keep stats of the show, who watch every day and have conversations with their friends, a play-by-play conversations. Those were the fans that we wanted on.
I'm a big fan.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you got to be here. George, what's he probably going to win?
Jacob, he's a super fan, obviously. He had all of the retired games on his shirt. Games back in the 70s, 80s, 90s would sometimes only run for 1 or 2 seasons. Most of the games we have now, except for our new ones, have been around for a really long time. So he had to really dig deep into the archives to put that shirt together.
A once-in-a-lifetime dinner with the one and only Drew Carey!
When we were planning the show, we really thought about gifting people things that were priceless and that only our super fans would really appreciate.
I have a very special gift for you because you won.
Really?
You can take this home with you.
Oh, that's so awesome! Thank you!
And so the significance of Yodely Guys, Cliffhangers is such a famous game on our show. A lot of these fans collect memorabilia, and so that's something that no one else could possibly have.
I have a very important question because we're getting ready to start the show. So is there anybody here, they asked me, this is legally, they have to ask this. Is there anybody here that wants to come on down? I come out, do what's called warm up, to the audience and say, hey, welcome to the show, who's excited? Sometimes they'll say, who wants to come on down? But I don't know what I'm gonna say, I just make it up. And now, here's your host, Drew Carey!
They give me a list of games that are going to be played for the whole week, and I never look at it. because I want to be surprised like the audience. I just want to know what's happening. So everything is kind of like in the moment. I like it to be like that.
People will ask, how do you get ready to get on stage with Drew? And it's very organic. When I introduce him and he comes out of the doors, that's the first time I've seen him during the day. And then like when the credits are rolling, we're waving to everybody. It's like, well, I'll lean over, hey, how's it going, man?
The thing about Price, because we do so many shows, we're always in pre-production, production, and post at the same time. And not for a short period of time, but for, 8-9 months. A typical day, I'll try to get through a show for post to give the editors notes. Then we go to rehearsal and we rehearse the prizes and sometimes the games and what the shows are going to look like. And then we do the taping of the show, and we do that 3 times a day.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Price is Right.
It takes about an hour and a half to shoot an episode of The Price is Right, when everything's going well. There are a ton of moving parts on this show. Everything from the people in the warehouse who get the prizes over here. Once they come over, the set dressers, the prop people, get it all together, put all the displays together, the grips who put them out, the electricians who patch everything in, audio, video, lighting, cameras. It's absolutely massive. The amount of moving parts is astonishing. It boggles my mind.
I think the audience is always surprised with how the camera people are moving around all the time. It's amazing they don't run into each other. If you watch, you'll see like Chris, the game producer, and a couple other people, or there's a stage photographer ducking and avoiding the crane camera and all that kind of stuff.
Crucial components to every Price is Right episode. It's the excitement. It's the huge shots of the audience. It's everybody coming down, and not only is the search for them iconic, but also that shot of them when they stand up and they all of a sudden realize they're coming on down. Then, of course, we see our host, Drew Carey. He comes out, he meets the model, he grabs the mic. That is an iconic Price is Right moment. He throws it over and says hello to our announcer, George Gray. We're seeing everything virtually 360 and what absolute madness is happening. There's nothing like it in those first couple of seconds when we started.
This is the broadcast mix room where we do all the music playback, mix all the sounds that come and go out of the show. We have things off-site or on the stage, but everything comes here and leaves from here.
It's wall-to-wall music, and Henry's our mixer here, and Nancy's a technician who hits all the cues and makes sure everything's leveled and all right.
The care and maintenance of the games, I am in charge of that. The games are decades old. Many of them have parts that have been around for 40-ish years. Even though we do refurbs and replace parts every so often, there's original components in there that can take a lot of tender loving care.
We're playing a famous game called 10 Chances.
That's actually our easiest game. Not everybody knows that Easter egg trick to it, and I'm not allowed to say anything, but every number ends in 0. So the first 2 should be gimmies. You should get those right away. And then there's only so many combinations for the car that make sense. Even if you mess up, you'll get 6 chances to get the car with the 5 numbers. And you can get the first 2 numbers pretty easy, and then the 0's right there. So even if to flip-flop the first 2 numbers, then flip-flop the last 2 numbers, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 chances. Out of the last 6, you should be able to get the car.
Hi, everybody. Say hi to my friend George Gray.
Hey, Drew, good evening, my brother.
I had hosted a lot of shows kind of coming up through the ranks. This one is so iconic, and it's so special, and it's so woven into the fabric of our lives in America. Everybody's seen it. Everybody knows it. We all have memories of sitting. With me, it was my dad's mom, my Nana, sitting on her lap when I was just a small child, and one of my first memories watching The Price is Right. So I am now get to be part of that, and I don't take that lightly. There's only been 3 other guys who have had this job full time since me, and so it's really an amazing honor.
I like being here more than I like being home or anywhere else, to be honest.
The first day I walked on set, I felt like I walked back into 8th grade and was home from school watching the show. It was really surreal to walk onto the set. And it was a lot for me to work on a show that had so much history for me growing up, but also to be able to preserve that for the people at home. And it's unlike any show I've ever worked on. Carrying that history is a big responsibility.
One of the first things that people said to me when they knew I was going to get the show was, come on down. That was the thing I heard over and over. And spay and neuter your pets. Like, I'm going to be on The Price. Spay and neuter your pets, huh? And I went, yeah, that's it. So I got to keep saying it. And I would anyway. It's part of the show. When I told Bob I was going to do it, We were at lunch, and I mentioned it to him that I was going to keep doing it, but I was going to do it whether he wanted me to or not, because it's such a big part of the show.
What a great show. Please get your pets spayed or neutered, help control the pet population, and take care of yourselves so we can see you next time on The Price is Right. Love you, mean it. See ya.